You. Adverse reaction.
Adverse reaction.
Adverse reaction.
What's up? We're about to go live on Adverse Reaction. I hope you guys can hear us okay. Happy Friday. Just a little more light.
Yeah.
With just a little more.
Big curators. Don't duplicate us.
Oh, you want to turn it up a little bit just for the, if we get any callers?
Oh, yeah, I have it up a little
Okay.
so you guys can hear our callers.
All
All right, let's get life together.
Make a heartbreaking long hair.
Mother lover.
It's a movement. Nights, 7 p.m. on WOL.
WOL 1450 AM. 95.9 FM.
Where information is.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Right back at you with another episode of Adverse Reaction. Vanilla C-Lock, Vanille, Big Zo, Aladdin the Prince is flying high in the sky somewhere. So he might touch down, but if not, we're going to take care of you.
That's right. Every day. That's what we do. And today will be no different. Here's what we're talking about tonight, guys. Abortion restrictions continue to sweep the nation. That's coming up in political pop. Also making headlines. A mom threatens to beat up bullies and their families. Like, seriously. And who are those people? A new report said half of Americans jump in the pool instead of taking a shower. It's disgusting. You heard about that?
What?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that tonight.
Adverse Reaction is brought to you by Elder Ken. If you got questions, they've got answers.
They've got answers. Okay, so tonight's Adverse in Reverse, what we're going to do is talk about this. A community bands together to honor a young hero in tonight's Adverse in Reverse.
Adverse in reverse.
So here's what we're talking about. This was amazing. The teen who sacrificed his life to help stop a Colorado school shooting was honored by hundreds of Jeeps. Did you guys hear about this story? Zoe, did you hear about this?
I did, and it's I love heroes. Sometimes of course we don't want our children to be the heroes, but
you never want that.
Sometimes they do. Actually, his parents were so happy that he was the hero, and they knew that he would be the person that would do something like that.
They sure did. And you know what was interesting is they said that they'd had a conversation about it, and that, like you said, he was like, no, I would step up. So when they got that call, they were not surprised at all.
Yeah.
And so what they did was, we're talking somewhere in like 800 Jeeps lined up to honor the teen. 800 Jeeps. The first Jeep was his own. The second Jeep was driven by his best friend.
Yeah.
And to imagine that an entire community band together to just honor him in this way.
Well, the Jeep community is real. It's like if you ride a motorcycle, no matter what kind of motorcycle you ride, you're in the brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you got different groups: the Harley Davidsons, the Speed, the Ninja, Kawasaki's, and all of that. And then you have like the old people bikes, whatever. So, but it's a community. So, and what I've realized recently that the whole Wrangler Jeep guys and girls, that's a real community.
I was wondering, my son loves Jeeps. I don't know, we call them chips. But he loves it. Mommy, that's a Jeep.
It's a Jeep. Look at the Jeep over there. With the
but that's
wheels.
an amazing community to come out. First of all, let's just say, Kendrick Castillo, we want to say that you are a true reactor. Please rest in peace. We're going to continue to send prayers to you, your family, your community, students, because really, like your bravery cannot be matched. That's unparalleled. Unparalleled.
Yeah.
Actually, we have an reactor calling in now. You said Dale, correct, from Michigan. Dale, good evening. What's your comment for us?
Yeah, you said one of your topics was about the abortion issue that
it's coming up. Yeah.
It's in Alabama.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Are you calling for that?
Well, yeah, that was the purpose of the call.
Well, perfect. Dale, do me a favor. Can you hold on a second for us? And we will take your comment. Hold on 1 second. We'll put you on hold. Can you put him on hold for us? And don't hang up on him. We'll get to him in a second. Okay, really quickly, I'll wrap up Adverse and Reverse, and then we'll get to political pop. So yes, again, for the community to come out in this way. And I remember, it's like anytime you have a sudden death, especially with a murder, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
difficult. But when you see your community rally together, can I just tell you from like being a family member, a friend of someone in a similar situation, when you see the whole community come out, it gives you like this sense of pride
Mhm.
and joy, even though this is literally the saddest day of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to see other people be affected and just show their love, I just know that that was such a comfort to the family this morning, the loss of their son. So we want to highlight the entire community as well for tonight's Adverse in Reverse.
Do you think he'll make other people, inspire other people to step up and become heroes as well? Or?
Definitely. You know, I definitely think so, because that's the culture that they're teaching now, is not just hide,
Save yourself.
and save yourself. It is get to a safe place, assess,
Mhm.
you know, and you get two options. It's either like hunker down or fight back.
Mhm.
You know, because if you're not able to leave, you get a choice of trying to stay safe, hiding out, or fighting, because that's the only way people are going to live.
Yeah, and you can actually pacify or suppress a situation that could have been even worse.
Right.
Which is what he did.
Right. All right, so that's going to wrap up Adverse in Reverse. We're going to get into political pop right now. Another state, this time Missouri.
Here we go again.
Just came the next state to pass an abortion restriction. Here's theirs. 8 weeks. That's what they want. They're restricting abortions past 8 weeks. Again, this is the whole fetal heartbeat move that we're seeing take the country by storm. I believe we have Dale on hold. You still have him? Okay, good. Let's bring him up now. And now you can comment, because you wanted to talk about the situation in Alabama, and you see it's just spreading across the country.
It's spreading.
Well, yeah, well, what I try to do is, you know, there are two camps in regards to either folks are either pro-choice or pro-life.
Mhm.
You know, what I try to do is look at the people that, you know, enacted the laws and what their motivation is.
Yeah.
Now, the people that put these laws in place, primarily white males, middle to primarily upper middle class economically within the states that they reside in. They're politicians.
Right.
Okay. And so to go ahead and look at Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's viewpoints in regards to race relations in this country, I'm of the opinion that they see Roe versus Wade as being an experiment that failed, in that they wanted to go ahead and have Black people and people of color utilize abortion facilities and whatnot, which they have. But the one group who they didn't want to have utilize those facilities were middle to upper middle to elite, economically, white women.
Yeah.
They didn't want them to utilize that, because that's the group that they go after, the one from which they want to have children from.
They want them to continue to procreate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they go ahead and they put these pro-choice laws into effect to hinder that. They're looking at their own survival, because unfortunately for them, white women fully embrace the aspect of having the choice of getting abortions, you know, which has reduced their numbers, and they're trying to do anything they can to increase their numbers while keeping our numbers down.
Well, you see who's on the front line.
In regards to that.
You see, it's a lot of white women on the front line fighting against this bill. And as the bills continue to go from state to state, when you see the states and you see the video from the news cameras, or you see who's really there on the front line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And those are the people, they're like, yo, we need you to stop doing that.
Yeah.
We need you to stop doing it.
It's white men that want this.
Exactly.
They do. Yeah.
The white
Yeah.
women
Yeah.
to have of an economic class, you know, to not have abortions.
Right.
Now, as far as the lower class white women,
You don't care
what
about
they
them.
commonly called trailer park and whatnot.
Yeah, they don't care
They
about them.
care less about them. But as far as the ones that they want, you know, they want them to procreate as much as possible, because it's a matter of their survival long term. They're just trying basically to delay the inevitable that's going to occur.
Dale, thank you so
But
much.
that's just my 2 cents.
Thank you for
Thank you,
sharing
Dale.
that with us. We appreciate you. Another thing we've been
My
doing
pleasure.
when we talk about this across the country is highlighting like the pushback as well.
Mhm.
So Zoe, I want to share with you a couple other things that we saw on Instagram. So this one is, if my uterus shot bullets, would you stop regulating it? And these are aimed at conservatives. You can't regulate guns, but you're regulating uterus.
Yeah.
You're regulating my
Yeah.
uterus.
Yeah.
Another one is, conservatives believe every fetus deserves a chance to experience a mass shooting because sanctity of life. Negative, but
Mhm.
I get the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes you gotta go.
Right.
You gotta have that big one.
And again, it's like all they care about is pro-birth, not pro-life. You
Mhm.
just want the baby to be born, but then you do not care about the baby's life. You know?
Yes. Because like he said, who was that?
Dale.
Dale made a great point, and I think we got to that yesterday as well with
We're talking-
Kane and Alain.
Mhm.
We were going back and forth about the agenda.
Because I'm going to piggyback on that real quick, because remember we said it also came out that birth rates are down in America.
Period.
And that period
Across the board.
The
Mhm.
only thing that's risen is birth rates among like women in their 30s and 40s.
Okay.
Right. And so the fear, and this is what is in the article in the sense of saying birth rates are down in America.
Mhm.
Well, the fear is you need a certain amount of people to be born to keep your society going.
Mhm.
And so they're saying if it stays this low, the society won't be able to continue in the way that we're used to.
Well, this is another thing. I mean, considering, like they said, it was about 100,000 people trying to come across the border last month.
Mm-hmm.
100,000 the month before. It's going to be more than 100,000 that are trying to come this month. So what we see here is if these people and now they're trying to change the rules on.
Oh, they're trying to stop all that.
Well, yeah, and the requirements.
Yeah, now
you have
it's
to be civilly adept to pass tests.
Yes, you need some job skills. You need
Oh.
to also show you have a job already. Speak English.
Educated, informed.
Yeah, don't be a parent of somebody. You got to be a direct
Yeah,
lineage
you can't be somebody's
sibling. No,
who come to
cousins
help
ain't
out
come.
at the company.
Nah, cousin, you're not getting through.
Well, if they get this passed.
So that's the new rollout that they're doing,
Yes.
right? And that's what Trump wants it to be. It's merit based. That's what he is aiming for.
Exactly.
So,
but imagine if half of those people were getting through, let's say 50,000 or a quarter, 25,000.
Okay.
25,000 every month. Do you know how many that turns into? Every couple of years.
Saying.
So if they get this abortion passed and get these states to catch on, like Dale was saying, they need these white women of middle class, of upper class, of elite class to continue to have babies, because this proliferation of immigrants that are coming in, they're like, whoa, it's going to change.
Right.
The balance is going to change. We're going to get outnumbered quicker.
So this is what you think the agenda is for why
you remember I've been trying.
You was trying to figure it out because Zoe, you kept saying it can't be religious. I'm like, well, they're saying the heartbeat is life, so they're fighting. That's what they're fighting for is the life of this baby. And you're like, but these people don't care about life. Like something has to be really fueling this. What's the fuel?
Yeah,
because it started before Trump was in office.
Right.
This is just
so
continuing.
We can't blame it all on him.
No, he just laid the groundwork to say, I'll get the right people in the Supreme Court.
Right.
States, you then bring it up,
yep.
Then we can force this change.
Yep. And it's being put out there for us to understand if we seek. If we seek it, it's all written out. It's all laid out.
It does seem way more logical at this point that you're making.
Now it's making sense. And for them to change the whole requirements for you
to come to
enter
America.
The country, that's a statement.
And you know what they're ignoring too? DACAs. They're ignoring any of the children.
Exactly.
And everybody's like, well, what are we doing with the children? Especially when you're seeing children dying in custody. Why was there no provisions in this rollout for what do you want your new immigration plan to be? Why is no one mentioning saving these children?
Yeah. And then they have the nerve to start spreading them around. Like they got them going from Texas and California to Florida. And these cities are like, whoa, no, we already got enough going on here.
Right. And you know, a lot of the kids are in, they call them camps.
Yeah.
You know, they call them camps.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what else was called camps over there in Germany?
Oh, yeah.
So
totally.
we gotta be careful. We gotta watch. We gotta watch what's going on.
Watch what's going on. Well, we're definitely watching, and we'll keep talking about it, guys. But that's not the only thing that's trending in our nation. What else is popping, Zoe?
Oh man, an outraged mom threatens to beat up bullies and their families. If you haven't heard about it, if you haven't seen it, now it reminded me of the Mellow.
I feel terrible. Yes, it
my
should remind you of me.
My cousins. I mean, a lot of females in my family. Let's just say that.
Okay, I just want to say for the record, I joke that my name is Danella Afai Kids. I've
Right.
never fought somebody's kid.
Right.
Except in my mind.
In your mind. And you don't want to do it, but you might take on somebody else that they related to.
No, I'm past that. That's the old me. I got that out. Don't take me back to the old me. But when I read this story.
No, I get her totally. I overstand her. She was, outraged mom threatening students. Her name was Christian Tinsley. Niguela Hills Middle School, California.
Mm-hmm.
The bullying just got ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. They said bullying and sexual harassment of her daughter.
She came into school uninvited, got past whatever she was. This is what we have to worry about in this school.
Okay.
If she was able to get into the class, past the,
she got past everybody. But the other thing too
everybody.
is, why is the teacher just sitting there while the mom goes off? Just for the record, guys, if you watch this, you can see
gotta
this
watch
on
the video.
Yeah.
But even if you don't, the teacher is calm and cool. Because you know what? More teachers probably.
Mm-hmm.
She was probably calling security.
Mm-hmm.
But more teachers need to have parents come in to make some of these statements. And now we can't have the parents wilding out like she did.
Right.
Because not only did she, let's get into the story.
Yeah,
She really came in there and her daughter was being sexually harassed
and bullied.
Not only was she sexually harassed, the kid who sexually harassed, so this is not alleged, he got suspended.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the real deal. And then it went on to online bullying, which is almost worse because that's what really...
She got tired of it.
That's what really makes the kids commit suicide.
They do, getting bullied online. So this woman literally walked into the school, walked into one of her daughter's classroom, and let them have it.
She gave not only threats to the book, because she was after the guys, because it was the guys that's been doing it. But I'm sure the girls had they played a role. I'm positive that they played a role. Actually, it was a little girl who was
a student recorded it.
She recorded it.
She was like,
and then when she reported it to the middle, she was like, "Yeah, we needed proof of this." She's throwing around threats and all. I was like, I bet you was one of the ones
that was involved. You sat silently, probably.
I bet you was throwing some matches in the fire, But she recorded it. She went after the guys. She threatened not only them, not necessarily them, but like, look, you're not going to do this to my daughter. If you think you're a bully, I'm the bully. I'll show you the bully. Matter of fact, I'm passing out tickets.
She passed out tickets to whoop their butts.
If you want it, I'll give it to you. And matter of fact, if you got a problem with it.
Yes, she was like, send your mother, send your auntie. She was like,
I'm
going to whoop your
cousin, as long as they over 18. She ain't want no men to be coming at her, but she said every female that you know that's over 18, they can get it too.
Yo,
and I was like, whoa,
I feel terrible that I wasn't enraged. It goes against everything that I believe as a mom. I believe our children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
No, but you know what?
They should not be harassed in school.
I'm sure a lot of women of color who watched this video, because the classroom looked to me to be very mixed, but I only saw white kids that were on the news. So I don't know what the school's ratio is, but
right.
It's probably a lot of women of color that's like, yeah, get them, girl. That's what you got to do sometimes. You got to go in there and represent for your kids, because if you don't represent,
it's illegal. Let's just say for the record, she's facing charges for this.
Yeah,
let's just be clear.
Because But you know what? She's probably not gonna get in any trouble at all.
So,
She's
are
already
you
been banned
kidding?
from the campus.
Yeah, she's already
She's already been
banned from the
school.
campus. But you came up to your school. Think about the world we live in now. Those are threats.
And because of all the school shootings,
Exactly.
you gotta be careful.
Exactly. You just threatened some kids and their parents.
You gotta relax.
So you already know that that's going to be a problem. And it's wrong. For the record, I just want to say it's wrong. It just shocked me that I wasn't like offended. I couldn't believe you know how easy I get emotional.
You laughed a little bit, didn't you?
I was like, because she was so calm. She was so calm. And she was just like, listen, all y'all bullying my daughter, you know, she was like, I will fight you. She didn't say it like that, but she was just super calm about it. And so I could tell she thought about it. It was a thought. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to go up to school today. What period is she in now?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. If they want a problem.
Let me print out these tickets to whoop their tail.
And I hope the teacher don't say nothing.
Know. The teacher was like, these badass kids.
I'm texting the office now.
Teacher ain't say nothing. Teacher was like, listen, they bad every day. But yeah, parents shouldn't have to really threaten kids. I definitely think it's wrong. Let me just say, because we're doing Instagram, I'm sorry, what is this? YouTube Live. Red Star 1 was saying that parents should not have to go up to school and do something like that. Students should be able to talk to the staff when they have issues.
They should, but they did. The kid actually got suspended, but because it continued to occur, and it's to the point where the daughter did not want to go to school because of the embarrassing social media threats and the actual physical encounters that she was having with her peers.
Right.
I mean, it's like, what are you going to do? Like your daughter now wants to quit school or at least transfer, but you're like, whoa. We're going to nip this in the bud real quick.
I'm going to go up to this school because they don't know where I'm from. See, that's what I battle. Literally, I battled this. I'm like, this is a prayer. My baby's not even in school yet. It's going down in August.
Oh, man.
And I'm literally already praying like, dear God,
please.
Ring got her hands up. She got her hands up.
You know, she got babies too.
She got babies. She know her baby's like going on 3, right? They're not 3 yet, right? They still 2. And so literally I'm praying like, dear God, please don't let none of these kids take me back to the old me.
Come out of my character.
Lord, we worked so hard to get the hood out. It was so hard. But if you threaten my child, like I felt this mom, and it's wrong.
You can't be going after no.
But don't forget, the prayer has started early. Okay. And when I saw her, Corinne want to say something. Go ahead. No, you're not saying. Okay. I literally just pray like, dear God, help me to be calm, you know, because I'm like, I can't attack any kids. You know?
And you can kind of, you know what though, if she gets a good lawyer, she's gonna be fine because she was choosy with her words. She made some threats. They're technical threats, but they're not actually to the point where if she has a good lawyer that she will face not a day in jail.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Especially considering what happened to our daughter.
I hear you. I hope not. And let's go back. These parents are getting out of control because remember, was it last month? If you guys listened to our show, you know, we talked about this. Remember the father, a kid called and said a teacher put hands on him. And remember the father came up to the school with the gun.
Now him, I can't help
We were not rooting for him.
I can't help you, bro.
He came up there with the
Semi.
The Draco, is that what it was?
He told me with a semi-automatic, so he was looking for a problem.
He came with the gun and was like, literally, I'll shut this down. But Red Star 1 is commenting again, which is saying that this type of behavior does not treat the problem. It's like a disease. You keep treating, you know, these symptoms. We have to really treat the cause.
Now, that's
true.
All the way true. But then it's like, how do you treat the cause? Education, informing that, hey, this girl is just as good as you over here. It's
got to also be some kind of ramifications for the actual bullies, because too often you're seeing parents come up and say, my child has been bullied. We spoke to the school and nothing happened. Let me tell you a law that's in New York. right? New York City. I did not know this, but I know somebody who enacted this law. And basically, in New York schools, right? The rule is that they're supposed to keep your child safe.
Right.
So I knew a woman whose daughter in 3rd grade was being bullied, and she felt like, and this is many years ago. This is before, let's say 2000, and we're going to put it at 2008, right? She said that her daughter was being bullied, and so it got so extreme that her daughter was thinking about committing suicide. So the mother
in 2008, wow.
Yeah, and the mother sued the school. And the rule in New York is if we can't keep your child safe in a school, we then will pay for you to go to another school of your choice.
What?
So her daughter currently goes to school. You know Leo Cohen? Yeah, her daughter go to that school.
Wow.
With his child.
Wow.
She picked the best school in New York that she could find, right? And even though this is nothing she could have afforded on her own, but she was like, I love that I now give my daughter the opportunity to meet people all over the world. Like, you know, she could take vacations all over the world.
Because we're friends.
Because of her friends.
And for all those who don't know, Leo Cohen, he's a big time record exec that worked with Def Jam, now currently works with YouTube. So he's getting that. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if it's child. They're probably still in the school. But anyway, he was one of the many just parents saying that this was an elite school, you know? And so she was like, you know, a lot of people don't know this. So I know a lot of people from New York do listen. God hopes that your children are safe and you're getting a proper education.
Now, I wonder how that can work because you think about New York. So you have to sue first.
She sued because she sued and proved that the school did not keep her daughter safe. So
but I'm saying
they pay throughout all of it. They're paying for her private school until she finishes.
So, but you have to go through that process before you.
I believe so because you have to prove.
Because everybody would be like, I would go.
But that's why I'm telling people, let y'all know that if you in New York, your child isn't safe. New York prides itself in creating an environment in which your child can learn. They feel that if they fail, they'll pay your child to go to some place that's safer. That's what the public schools.
Wow. And that school was not cheap at all. If it's one of the top schools in the whole city.
One of the top schools.
Yeah.
One of the top schools. I was like, what? She was showing me pictures. I was like, this is someone that I knew of someone else.
Who is that? Who's our reactor? Fahima?
She's in New York. Yeah, she's in New York. She may know.
Got some kids,
Fahima may know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But seriously, this is a serious situation, and you're seeing kids' lives be affected when and that was one thing that was for us. So you could go to school and have like somebody that you had beef with, right?
Right.
And then you could go home, and when you got home, you were arrested. But these kids, because of the internet, they can't escape it.
Exactly.
They can't escape it,
and they're on it. Of course, more than adults, because they're on it during school.
Right.
They're on it when they come home. They're on it when they land in the bed. So it's a constant reminder. And then don't let people fuel it and instigate it.
Ooh. Yeah. I heard you blah blah.
Yeah. And then not only that, it's happening, and then it's shared with other schools and other schools, and it becomes a big thing. And from a meme or something.
And think about when you were younger. Did you ever have a big fight come in and you felt like your world is affected by this fight?
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if I don't beat this person up, this gonna really mess up my world.
Yeah. It's gonna mess up my record.
Right. So I had the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I'm gonna have to really crush this person, or it's gonna mess me up, right? But anyway, with that being said, I still felt safe at home. Like I could go home and be like, I could take this off until I get back to school on Monday, because that's when we said we was gonna fight. You know what I mean? But for these kids, and we felt like our world was affected. Imagine for them where their real world is affected. They're looking online and seeing people that they don't even know, spreading the rumors about them, furthering the harassment, making memes about them. So imagine for us, we didn't have social media. Imagine how real this feels, where you feel like everyone knows you have no options, no freedom, no break.
But that's the thing. I mean, parents have to be very cognizant of what's going on with their children, what they're doing on the internet, what they're doing on social media. You have to follow them and really stay abreast and conversate with them, because it's stuff that they hide from you on social media. Let's keep that real. What they're watching, they know how to hide that, So if you're not engaging with them because you're too busy, doing the same thing they're doing, and what do you expect to get from them? They don't really have a relationship with you. Sometimes you could be sitting there with your significant other, whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. You're sitting there and you guys almost communicate on your phones and you're in the same place. Sometimes one room away.
That's what they do.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about adults.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I'm like,
That's what I'm saying. That's what.
oh my God. I'm like, yo, I've seen
You've never
somebody.
done that?
No, I've seen somebody be sitting in the same
I
room.
text you in this room, but that's because we have mics on.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I have never seen like I'm like this is crazy.
It's classic.
Like, yeah, and people just sit like people go to bed in the bed, like not on the couch falling asleep, but like in the bed, dressed for bed, in their blankets and everything, covers and all that, and sitting there on their phones, right there next to each other, telling each other what they're reading.
We have to treat this. I want to give one more comment from Red Star One saying this on YouTube. Said that I graduated in 2012 and a lot of issues you had in school existed and didn't get any better because people like to believe ignorance is innocence when it's not. And it's true. We have to start acknowledging the truth and acting on the truth. And we see this on a larger scale outside of the schools, but now in our world. If we're talking about a story ago, what's happening with abortion restrictions across the country. Because when it first started to happen, when you first saw Alabama say, we said that was what, 2013, hey, we want to make this illegal. People were like, okay, they shut it down then, but people it didn't heighten anybody's spidey senses in all these other states.
Right,
You got what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody's like, oh, it's squashed. Didn't heighten any senses. Then you start seeing other states come up. Maybe they got squashed. Maybe some still pending. Then you see Trump get his picks in, specifically pro-lifers. And then it's like, oh, wait a second. There's an agenda. Ignorance is not innocent.
Ignorance is not innocent, but a lot of times we give it a pass, like Red was saying, but we give passes for different reasons. Like, you know, sometimes it's age. So it's like, oh, well, you know, they'll get it later, you know, we'll give them a pass.
That's true.
But that doesn't mean just because of their age, they don't know what they're doing is
Right.
wrong.
It's like classic boys will be boys.
Yeah, boys will be boys, girls
Classic.
will be girls.
Yeah, no one says that.
Yeah. But they should. They should. They should. Come on.
No one says that. Let's be clear. So what else do you have? Let's have one more.
Oh man, say what? Half of Americans admit to hopping in the swimming pool instead of showering.
It's so gross.
Now I gotta ask this to my reactors.
Okay.
Who do you think this half is? This is half of Americans admit to hopping in the swimming pool instead of showering. Now we already know. I'm gonna give you a
So
hint.
gross, yo.
I'm gonna help you with this because we let's even think about, do half of the brown people even swim?
Ew. So it's disgusting.
Do they?
I don't. No, we swim.
But
I
half
don't
of
know.
us,
They're saying we don't swim as much.
we don't swim as much. So there it is. So we can guess who this is. But they're blowing more.
So I can't let you do that. I can't
they're
let you do
exercising,
it. I can't let
and
you
they're
do
doing
it.
everything. They're like, oh, I just jump in the pool and like.
First of all, who admitted this? Like, who was like,
who's getting pulled?
who?
We know.
Where was the poll?
Where was the poll
What
happening?
houses?
At public pools.
What houses is happening?
At
Cats
people's
was
houses.
like, I'm gonna mow the lawn and just jump in the pool. Forget taking a shower. That's so dirty. yo.
Gray says she sometimes is known for jumping in the pool, and she's brown. So.
You said that? Ew. She said, ew. Ew.
But no, I mean, you know, most of us.
Ew, it's so gross.
Yeah, we need locations. You guys, I will have some locations to let you know, but you just know. You should just know. Like pools,
It's
period.
so gross.
Like I
to me.
don't really swim, not because I can't. I probably could be a lifeguard.
You can swim, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I could probably like I took a lifeguard test.
Yeah.
I could like I had to go to the 13, the bottom of the
Yeah,
pool,
deep
13.
in. Yeah.
But it was like I kind of aged out of swimming, not because of any other reason, but it just didn't do nothing for me. And then like chlorine like does bad stuff to my skin, like
Right,
me
dries
out.
your skin up. Mhm.
And the ocean is like, okay, get your feet wet. I don't want to like go all the way out.
The best is saltwater pools.
Saltwater pools, but I haven't been around them.
Mm.
And you know, it's a couple of them in a couple of gyms, but you
Yeah,
know, I'm
yeah.
not going there to swim.
Dang.
So I haven't swam in
Even on vacation? Vacation's classic saltwater pools.
the ones I've been
Caribbean?
to.
Where you going?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
nice. And it clears your skin. It's so
I've
nice.
probably been to one or two that were saltwater pools.
Okay.
that have
Man.
saltwater pools. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
you know.
chlorine is tough. It's like fire in your eyes.
But we still are like, I think it's just us as a people, and I don't know what it is about us.
So you gonna make this a race issue? I'm just trying to be clear what we're doing.
I mean, I can't help it. I can't help it. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, and
Can't let you
no
do
blanket
it,
statements,
though.
though.
I
No
can't let
blanket statements.
All right, so you basically said that half of Americans are white.
More than half. More than half are white. We already know that. So
So the people that are in this poll, you think are white. No other races.
I think other races are sprinkled in there. Yeah, because no blanket statements. No blanket statements about adverse reaction.
So that's what. So just so you guys know, if it's your first time joining us, when you keep saying no blanket statements, because that's what we believe. We're like, that's us checking ourselves, our checks and balances.
Right,
Like,
right,
no blanket
exactly.
statements.
Because it's going to be some sprinkles in there. Nothing is absolute, right?
Yeah.
So
I feel like I gotta stand up for them.
okay, let's go.
All right. I mean,
Come on now. You was in a sorority with a lot of them. Let's talk about it.
some in my family, but like I said, it was only one, my grandmother, and she showered.
Okay. But did she go to the pools?
Nah, she didn't. She
Okay.
didn't swim.
So you
Mm-mm.
couldn't
We were
really-
in the beach, but yeah, she didn't. She didn't
Now,
swim.
of course, it's probably a lot
Let me
of
think
people.
about this. But she also got cold.
Yeah, cold. From what?
You know how they be like, sometimes we say it's too cold for them shorts. I've seen a couple of that. You know how you might
Oh,
look
right,
out
right,
and be
right,
like,
right,
it's
right.
too cold.
Like, it's
for them.
40 degrees. They have flip-flops and doors. What is the problem?
I don't know if it's because she was old, but like my grandmother was always cold. I was like, Grandma, you black.
Exactly. Because it's like, you're supposed to be able to handle that.
Right.
But
No.
we know that all white people not from the
I
same
know,
place,
we know,
right?
we know, we not. We just joking around. But I'm saying, I don't know. I feel bad saying that it would be mostly all Caucasians
Oh,
in
come on,
this
man.
poll. It
Don't
makes
feel
me feel
bad.
bad. I
Don't
don't
feel
think
bad.
so.
Don't feel bad. But like a lot, and it's a stereotype, but this is a stereotype that obviously been proven.
It's like it's like if this was not a real story, then it would be
A stereotype.
Yes.
Like, did you see her? And you know what really get me is when people go to the bathroom and walk out like they just didn't go to the bathroom. Don't even look at this thing. Just go straight to the door.
So
Like, don't even
gross.
think about it. Like, you might think about like, oh, do I touch that? Or, oh, like you got to be in a bad, like gas station bathroom or something where you've been some places that you don't want to touch.
I was going to tell you, do you ever notice when certain people walk into a public bathroom with no shoes on?
Oh, I don't know if that's even worse. That might be worse to me. Like, especially a public bathroom.
Oh my gosh, that's what I'm thinking. You know, at the gas station, I'm thinking about when you're traveling. I've seen people come into like travel plazas and gas stations, yo.
And walk up to the urinals barefoot. It's something on the floor.
It's always something on the floor. So,
nasty.
all right. So,
but with the pool thing, I really.
But is it bad if they don't shower and just jump in the pool?
I get why
Whoever said people.
I get why they thinking that, but I think they need to be informed and educated.
Chlorine just gonna clean me. That's what they think.
Chlorine's not soap. It's not soap. And you think like, it's going to kill any bacteria or fungus that I per se bring into the pool. We know that that's obviously not true too, because there have been
What?
It's been fungus and bugs spread.
Yeah, but they say that when that happens, the pool is not maintained.
It's not properly.
Yeah, properly.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, are we just assuming? Because nobody's going around with the little meter to see.
Yes, they are.
No, I'm saying.
Oh,
like,
you mean we are? We need the meter.
Public.
Yeah,
the public
nobody's
is not walking
doing
around like, let me see if this pool's clean enough for me to get in.
This is how you know.
And think about how many people pee.
I know. But now they have a dye that can stain your clothes. You know that, right? Yeah, when you pee, some of the pools have a chemical in it that when your pee comes out, it can release a color.
So you see it
so
floating
people
around
see,
you.
yeah.
But then what about those public pools where it's a lot of people, and somebody doesn't notice it? I mean, if they leave a trail, then that's something different.
This is how I think. If you go to pools in the hood, right? As soon as you walk up, you smell the chlorine.
Yeah, because it's so strong.
It's so strong. You're
not catching nothing.
Oh, they not. This is perfect for swimming.
You smell the chlorine a block away.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is measuring this? Who's working the meter in these days?
Kids jump in the pool, right? And they come out with the reddest burning eyes. They were like,
that's another reason. That's another reason I stopped swimming. I was like, yo, I'm about to die in here going underwater. I'm about to die. My eyes about to pop out. Like, it's not real.
It's reminding me because like we lived in different places. So we first started out in the hood. We go to the well, we had a pool in our community. We also went to like the community center pool.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you would go to that, it would be like the strongest chlorine, right?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, Mommy, my eyes are burning. She's like, shut your eyes, put your goggles on, shut your eyes. I'm like,
But
why?
you want to see underwater.
You want it because you can't, it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you swim with your eyes closed?
Right.
And then when we moved, to different neighborhoods, it was never as much chlorine in the water.
A little better, like as far as less chlorine.
Way less chlorine.
But that means you might have been able to catch some easier too, though.
No, they were checking it.
Oh yeah.
You always see them
especially
checking
once
it.
you went to MoCo.
We were in MoCo, Montgomery County.
So
they check it. Montgomery County, even they have these. Have you guys, adverse reactors? Have you guys noticed when you go to various like shopping centers, they have these like water fountains that spout up? It's like they call them splash parks. Basically, your child can come and run around.
Mm-hmm.
They literally have a person, and all the ones that I've seen in our area, that sits there, tests the water.
Are you serious?
I swear to you. And the reason I always notice this person, because we were growing up, you know how in the in the hood when people pop the fire hydrants, right?
Yeah.
My mother had like all these ridiculous rules. One of them was, you do not run in that water. You may live in the hood, you are not ghetto. You do not run in that water. And I'd be like, it looks so fun. So I always learned you don't run in street water, right? So to me, if I'm shopping and all of a sudden there's just some water that looks like a fountain, it doesn't look like for kids. And so I was like, hold up a second, because I would see kids running in it. And I'm like, maybe that's, not the kind of kids I am, the kind of people I am.
Right.
But
the kind of kid that my mom would let me. She won't let me be that kid.
We're not that kid.
Right.
And so all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like a real person. All of them. I've seen them in the DC waterfront. I've seen them in Montgomery County.
What are they doing?
They test the chlorine levels
of the
water. So basically they're splash parts. So the kids could just run through and water spouts out from the ground, right?
So it's chlorine in that?
Yes, because kids could catch illnesses in there. So they sit there with the pool thing and they catch it and they look at it, judge it up, adjust what they need to. They stay there all day.
No, I never seen them before.
So that I was like, well, I guess we can bring some swim shoes and some trunks.
Yeah,
I guess
they got one over here, but I never seen.
No, we're not doing that one. Another one, we go to another one. So look, next time you over here by the radio station, look, there is a man or woman with the thing. Okay. Because I've seen it here, and they're going to check the chlorine levels in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 1-800-450-7876. 1-800-450-7876. Looking for all our reactors. I think that Truth on the line.
Truth.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up? It's good to hear you on the phone. Thanks for emailing the other day.
For me to be almost 57 years old, I really don't feel like it. So it's kind of hard to think that you can have understanding that other people who are younger. But okay, this is Open Phone Friday.
Yeah.
And, I just want to have some fun because I know you guys are talking about parents and kids. Did you guys hear that story about a Florida mom arrested after hundreds of roaches found in daughter's
I saw that.
backpack?
Yes, I saw that. Did you
No.
see it, Zoe? I didn't even want to talk about it. It was so disgusting. So disgusting.
Anyway, let me go ahead and talk about this.
All right.
I just want to have some fun because I think it's funny. Because what happened was this woman has 5 kids, from the ages of 5 to 14, and her daughter that's in the 2nd grade, she would come to school every day with the same clothes on. So the school felt so sorry for her that they went and bought her. They would buy her new outfits, and then she would wear those new outfits constantly to school. And the daughter also has a terrible odor coming from her body. So they asked the daughter, they asked her. They asked the daughter. They're like, well, how often do you bath? And the daughter. She's only in the 2nd grade, so she couldn't come up with an exact. She said, "I don't remember the last time I had a bath."
Wait, Zoe, the story gets better. Hold.
She was in the lunchroom, and they saw the school staff saw a few roaches on her backpack. So they unzipped her
Unzipped
backpack.
it, Zoe. Oh my God. Over 100. In the school. In the
running
school.
all over the school's lunchroom.
Oh.
Yo.
They sent Child Protective Services over to the woman's house, and they said the woman's house was just infested with roaches.
Yeah, everywhere, all on the door. You can see it in the video.
Yeah, all on the kitchen, all
What
on
state
the
was
kitchen
this?
cabinets. They were even in the refrigerator.
Florida, them roaches is huge.
This was Florida, right? True.
Yeah, but here's the thing I'm trying to point out, Janella. They took the woman's kids from her, and she says, "You guys are unfairly treating me because
She
said
sure
it's
did.
so hard for a single woman to raise 5 kids."
She sure did say that.
Well, yeah,
So,
it is.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing I want you guys to comment on.
Gotta keep the
I
house
lived
on.
down the street from a black woman. She had the exact same problem. She had 6 kids. They were all under 15. And I used to go in her house. Her house was just covered in trash, dirt, food all over the floor. Every floor of her house was covered in trash, dirt, food, everything. And so one day, the 17-year-old boy was down the street selling drugs, and he knew her 16-year-old son. So he ran. Police chased him into her house. And when the police went to her house, they seen all this trash all over the floor. So they called Child Protective Services, and they came and took this black woman's young kid. So my question to you is this, Janella, what do you think about, I guess it really is hard for single mothers to raise these young children by themselves. I mean, that's the whole point.
It is. I think that it is very difficult. We were talking about this last night. It's very difficult for single parents to raise children by themselves. However,
It's been done.
it's been done. I mean, literally the disgust of this woman's house and the confusion that she had and felt that she's confused why they would take her kids. Clearly, you're not taking care of them. If your child can't remember the last time your child had a bath.
I can't relate.
And you know how dirty those kids are at that age? Usually at that point, you need a morning wipe down from whatever happened at night. Something got to be wiped down. Then when they come home, another bath. And for that little baby to be like, my bath, what? And then for hundreds of roaches to be in her book bag. You know how big that infestation has to be for her to carry them in her bag?
With it. They're willing to leave.
They
It's too many of us here. We got to go.
Yo, that's when you know it's bad, when the roaches don't even want to stay. Hey guys, hold on a moment. We'll be right back right after this. That's gross as hell. Oh my God. Roaches are like, get us out.
Oh my God. Now I've been to a girl's house, right?
Yeah, you've been to a girl's house.
And this is back in the day. And it was to the point where it was, just a couple roaches moving around.
Ew, were you dating her with the roaches?
We was cool.
Yeah.
So I'm coming over to hang out.
Yeah.
And, I saw one just
run across
kitchen table.
No.
And it was, the lights was on and everything. It was just like
lights was on.
It was like, it wasn't dark. It was
That's
like,
a clear infestation.
It was
the
like,
lights are on.
It was like, yeah, what up?
What's up?
What up, y'all? What you doing? What we doing? What we doing later on?
So
Like,
what you do?
So I was like, yo, what's going on here, right? And I was like, give me something so I can kill it. She was like, oh, don't worry. But I said,
what?
She said, we'll get to it. We're gonna spray. And I was like,
we'll get to it.
I didn't grow up like that. It was like on contact. It was like.
So y'all finish your truth? Well, here smells horrible.
What?
Ooh. Here smells horrible.
You say it here?
In here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't smell it. No.
Okay.
Well, come smell me and make sure it's not me.
Yeah.
Come on, boy.
No, you're so crazy. Oh my gosh.
Nah, it's probably somebody might have been.
Yeah, we think when they come in.
Here early.
Yeah, we always say it. Yeah, just say thanks for calling.
Okay.
I hope I answered his question. I feel like I did. Well, thanks for your support. That's how our show is. Yeah, that's one of our board operators, producers. She makes sure all the buttons run.
Yep, all the buttons run. I forgot we was on here.
Yeah, no, we still on. So what was the girl that the roach girl you were dating?
Well, see, and say all that. So you
Get
put
you
word
on
in
here.
my mouth.
Get Roach Girl on here. Shout out
But
Roach
nah,
Girl.
it was like it was just crazy because it was just a comfort level, and I didn't really come up like that.
Nah, we didn't come up like
It was
that.
like on site. It
But
was
let
like
me say, we had a family friend. It was one of my grandmother's friends who had a roach infestation, right? And it was bad, but never. So that's why I can't imagine 100 roaches coming out of
the book bag.
a book bag,
Yeah,
because that would have never happened.
that's a
You know what I'm
sign
saying?
of-
Like,
that's
I mean,
a-
if you have some infestation, a couple roaches gonna come out,
right.
but 100 for the school, and oh, it's so terrible. It just makes me so frustrated. I don't like it when that's why I didn't tell that story. It made me too sad.
Truth, though.
Truth brought the truth. Was like he knew I saw it. I know you saw this story. All right, we back. Sorry, I was in my bag. That felt like a fast break.
Ask Kareem talk about something with someone spelling right.
What you gonna talk about?
The chaos.
What you gonna talk
What
about?
was the extra story?
We were just talking about roaches.
No, but it was Dover.
Uber.
Hold up, love. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
You knew that show?
I seen it before.
Yeah, on reruns.
Yeah. But Adverse Reaction is here for you. The Devil Seal for now. Big Joe, Alain, the Prince is somewhere flying around his
Carpet,
yeah.
magic carpet ride.
Yeah, we'll be right back at it. We were talking on the other side about
Oh my gosh.
swimming pools and roach infestations.
Oh my gosh. And then let me just say what happened off air that I think Zoe should say on air. He was telling me about this time he dated this girl with roaches.
No, I did not say date. I did not say date.
He was kicking it with this girl, and then he was like, "Tell this story because it was funny."
So see how she set me up. So I went to see one of my friends, and
Now she's just a friend.
that's what I said.
All right, go ahead.
So I come in and the lights are on or whatever. I'm walking in the kitchen.
It's important in a roach story.
That's
Worth
important
the
in a roach
lights
story,
on.
right?
Yeah.
So walked in, roach came across the kitchen table as if it was coming to pick me, like count me up. And so I was like, oh, the joint ain't even scared. Like it's not even like nervous that it's
And remember Zoe, he's big Zoe because he's really big. Like Zoe's super tall.
He didn't care. He didn't
"What's
care.
up?"
He was like, "Yeah, what's up? What we getting into?" Like, like, hey, like, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I had to kind of like let her know what I saw, and she's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're gonna spray. We're gonna get to it." And I was just like, in my mind, I see that we might have been raised different, or you might have went left from the way you were raised. I don't know.
Not even a huge left.
I don't know.
Who says we'll get to the roach later?
Get to it, we're gonna spray or something. I said, well, then where am I gonna sit? Like that's when you be nervous about because when you got
stayed.
Just for a little while, but like it was to the point where I was just like, yo, it wasn't like I wasn't standing around mad, you know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, all right, blah blah blah, and then everybody like, you ain't leave. I'm like, yeah, I kind of did, but not because of the roach.
What? That's
it was
a firm reason to leave.
We was hanging out. It was a quick visit. It wasn't like I'm here to spend a night.
You wasn't gonna leave because of her like lackadaisical response to the roach.
Well, that stayed with me, and it mentally and emotionally stressed me out. So, and because you were so lackadaisical about it, I had to say, you know what? Let me remove myself from the situation, especially since you don't want me to deal with it. Because my natural response is to kill, right? When it comes to roaches, like you know what I'm saying, like
Let me out.
You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen. She didn't want it to happen, and I was like, okay, let me go because if I sit down, something crawl across my lap, something crawl on my crotch or something, we got a problem. Or if I take one home with me,
yes.
then
Seriously.
then I got a problem. So, that was, we just cooling. But, I knew you got to put people in certain places. You know what I'm saying?
Where'd you place her?
I placed it in like, okay, I will talk to you on the phone zone. We hang out, but then I got to be careful when we hang out because you might break friends with you.
Oh my gosh.
Some people that just don't go over certain people's houses because they know that it's liable. They might see rodents and roaches. Like I'm sure if you don't know anybody, you have a friend who has a friend. You know what I'm saying?
Think about it.
Somebody, and you might even have a family member.
And I mean, where
Yeah.
you from, that happened.
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
But you know,
But not
you
by
can-
choice now.
can
Like
be from
as you get
anywhere.
older, you be like, we gotta make some strict rules.
Yeah, because it's people that are very like
I
negligent in mansions.
that's true. But I am in a no roach tolerance zone.
Me too. Me too.
There's no tolerance. There's
If you
no
don't
tolerance.
leave nothing for them and you keep it clean and
Yes.
you gotta sanitize,
Yes,
then
they're not gonna stay.
No.
No
no ants, no nothing.
Nothing.
They're not. If you do those three things,
Mhm.
you gotta keep the food off the floor and off the tables, sanitize, and
Close up the holes.
close up the hose. So because that's their
Yes,
entrance
because
and
they're
exits.
in and out. Yep.
Yeah.
So
And that's hard for some people because they might not know where they are.
right, that's true.
You know, so you got to find that, to figure that out. But we got on this whole
Roach stuff.
roach
That
infestation.
freaking truth. Look at what you did to us, man. Look at what you did to us. But that's what can happen on this show, guys.
Yeah, man. You know,
So
but I
gross.
mean, like you know, it happens, and then you know, like say if it's a family member, you know, it's like okay.
I'd be like, don't sit down.
No.
Don't sit down. Don't leave your bag because they could crawl in your bag.
Well, yeah. Sometimes you might not even go over there. Like you might meet them at another family member's house, and you might
Yeah,
not
that's
necessarily
true.
want them to come to your house. Or
No, you don't, because
or one of
they
your
can
homies.
travel. Yeah.
Yeah, like you like, all right, yo, I'm gonna meet you at the spot.
Yo.
You know, like, oh no, I'm gonna come through and have a few before we go. Nah, I'm okay with that. I'll meet you there. I'm in a rush.
Well, Zoe, I'm really proud that you and I hold this same standard on roaches. Because you know, if not, it's been a tough situation for
Yeah,
us.
you know, in this
We're like,
studio,
ugh.
you know, we don't want nothing crawl out of Aladdin's
Crawl.
bag either. We like, yo, Slim.
I don't know where Aladdin's staying. He not here today,
Right.
so we don't know where he's standing. On
Right,
this.
right,
No, I'm
right.
just
I
kidding.
hope he's staying with us, or it's gonna be a problem.
Listen, guys, if you want to follow us on Instagram, you could do that. We're new on Instagram. Somehow Zoe is on it. Adverse reaction on air.
But I'm gonna get it.
Is the wrong person to do it. Adverse reaction on air. That's us on Instagram. If you'd like to email us, you can adversereactionshow@gmail.com. Also, if you'd like to get at me on all social platforms, I'm at Danella Now. Let me just say, all the reactors that have emailed and also Facebook sent me messages, and even on YouTube, I just want to thank you guys so much for checking out our show and connecting to us. So thank you.
Yeah, and tell them if they're on the gram, go ahead and hit us up this weekend. I'm gonna work on it, so you know you follow us. We'll turn back around, I follow you, and we're gonna start posting and being reactive. You like that?
Are you gonna really do it, or is that a lie?
No, it's the truth. It's the new truth.
The real truth is your son set up Instagram.
But the
Shout out to little
the
Zoe.
new truth is we're gonna get to it.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
You need more people.
You need more people. All right, guys. Monday's around the corner. We hope that you have an incredible weekend. Stay safe out there. Continue to react and continue to let us know about it. Zoe, anything you want to say before we have to go?
God is love, love is God.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That was nice. Have an incredible weekend. We'll see you guys Monday at 7 p.m.
Church.
We're ready for the weekend.
Come on. Your troubles.
Thank you, Red Star 1. Thank you so much.
Dropping some
Dropping.
gems.
Okay, have an incredible weekend. We will see you guys next time. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.